Okay, this video is going to show you how to take your big joint house assembly file and turn it into a layout file like this. And it is this final layout file that you're going to turn into me in the big joint CAD project. So in order to create this, we do need an IDW file or drawing layout file. That is a file type in Inventor. If you did a new drawing, that would open that. Now, to simplify things for you, I have created a template that you can download, and you can open that template, so you don't have to use what's in this area over here. So let's show you how to get that template. Go to your Canvas page, open the Big Joint House CAD Tips document, and on that page there is a link to download the template. Download the template.idw. So you're going to click on that, and it says there's nothing to preview. Not sure if you guys can see this link in here, but just below where it says no preview is available to this file, it says download template, and you're going to click on download template. Look real carefully, you should see it in there. When you click on download template, it is going to prompt you to download this file, and this is where you need to navigate to your CAD folders, whether you put that on TechEd Share and you put it in Students, or you put it in your documents, whichever one. You might have done this, Students, and you went into the correct semester folder, and into Engineering, and then into your list of folders. Perhaps you put it in your documents, and you have wherever you have your parts, that's where you want to save it. I have it saved already, so I'm going to move past this. Back on the Inventor screen, let's open that new file. Go to File, Open, and you want to navigate where you have put that template file. So mine's right here, called Template. I'm going to open Template, and this particular one does have something else on it, which I'll need to get rid of. But I'm going to open that template file. Okay, and I'm going to ignore this. If yours pops up where it's looking for a layout called Cut Plan, because Cut Plan had been put on that, just ignore that, because I'll show you how to delete that when that comes up here. But this was the cutting plan that was created for the big joint house. We don't need that. So if yours comes up and it says that, right click out here and say delete. Say okay, I'll try to clean this file up so it doesn't happen to you guys. But if you happen to have that, delete your views. Okay, now size B is a landscape 11 by 17 sheet of paper. We do not want to work on a size B, we want to work on a size A. So I'm going to double click size A up here, and this is the same title block that's here. So looking at this paper, I'll show you how to fill out this drawing information here in the bottom. But to begin with, let's get our view information in here. Pretty easy to do this. Click on Base, and over here, make sure your assembly file is referenced, and if it is still open, it will be referenced. Okay, and your scale, let's bring our scale in at 1/2 so that we fill up most of the paper there. 1/2 scale. Now, what I want to do is project by clicking these little arrows. This arrow right here projects my top view, and this arrow right here projects my side view. Okay, and then this arrow right here is going to project that isometric view, which we'll move here in a moment. One thing that's important is we do want to show our views with hidden lines. So up here under Style, click on the Hidden Line style. That's going to show our hidden lines that we need when this comes out. Okay, so I'm going to pull this view a little bit closer, and I want this one about the same equal distance between it. Okay, and that will give me some room to move this isometric view down and have that in place right there. So I get that in there, and I'm going to say OK. Okay, and I have now placed views. I've done a lot of this work is already done. Now to make this solid, it does kind of look like it has stripes on it, but to make it solid, I'm going to double click on that space right in here and make that a solid view. Okay, and click OK, and now you have your solid view right there. Okay, so this is the bulk of what you need. Now we're just going to come back. We will put a parts table in. I'll show you how to do that, and I'll show you how to put these bullets in and add some center marks. So begin with, let's talk about our parts table. That's under the Annotate tab. So come from Place Views to Annotate, and you're going to be putting in a parts list. So a parts list is found under the Table option. Go to Table, go to Parts List, and it wants you to reference a document. Just simply click your assembly right here. You say OK, and it's going to use the information system there. And so in placing this table in, it's going to come in a little bit too big. Just simply size it down to what you need it to be. Now, I don't want you to worry too much if your parts are not in the order that they are on this assembly table over here. I just really want you to place a table in there, okay, and size this down appropriately. As far as these little balloons, you might have seen that when I was again in Annotate and I went to Table. The drop down there is something for balloon. This is pretty easy to do. You click on balloon. You come out here and click on your part. You're going to pull that out, left click, and then right click and continue. And that part never got. So again, you go to Table, go to go to balloon, click the part, left click, right click, and create. Okay, and you just keep repeating that process. Balloon, take your part, left click, right click, continue, and you keep at it. Balloon. So for the part E and F, left click, right click, continue. Keep at it. Balloon. Left click, right click, continue. Table. Balloon. Now the order that the numbers are have to do with the order of the parts you brought into your assembly. So really it has to do with how you assembled your big joint house, and that's why I'm not too concerned about your numbers matching my numbers. Certainly there is a way of overriding that, but I'm not concerned about that. Now this dowel rod has number 6 on it. I need to click on the circle to get the 6 to come out. Okay, and I hit continue there. So that's ballooning your parts or putting those little bullets in there. The next step is we're going to add these dimension notes on here. So the first note we'll talk about is the hole note, which mentions that there's a diameter of 0.25 at a depth of 0.38 or 0.375, which is 3/8 of an inch. And it says all holes. To do that, that's a hole thread note. And we just need to reference the hole that we're going to put this on. So I click on that hole right there, and I left click, that is, and I left click again, and that's in place. Now if I want to edit that, I want to just double click. I have to hit escape to get out of the hole command. Double click on the text. Okay, and if I hit enter, I can type in caps lock all holes. Okay, and that's just a simple way of editing the note that's on there and adding that additional text in place. We have a note up here that says wire brads nail joint, and that literally is what's called a leader. So we're going to go to leader text here. Click where you want that leader, left click where you want that to be. Left click again, I'm going to pull that out, and then where I want that leader to end, I'm going to right click and continue. And now I can type the text that I want, which it says a wire brads nail joint. So in caps lock, WIREBRADS, and I believe I hit a 2-line there, nail joint. Okay, and that's all you do. Say OK, and put your text in place to match the text here. Very last thing on this document, at least as far as the drawing goes, that we need to match up are center lines and center marks. Very simple tool to use. In the Annotate tab again, you're going to find that dimension feature for center lines and center nodes. That is over. I've got to find it. I believe it's under my symbols. Yes, it is. Under symbols, I'm going to come around here. This little plus sign is for a center mark. So I'll click that, and this circle right here gets a center mark. Okay. And then I'll go back there again to symbols, and I'm going to do a center line. I'll do a center line bisector. And when I use my center line bisector, I'm going to bisect this line and this line. And, oops, I didn't quite get what I want, so I'm going to do that again. We will, let me Control Z that. Instead of center line bisector, I'm going to use the center line. Symbols, center line. I want my center line to go from here to here, and it does show me my extension. That's what I wanted to put in there. So again, whoops, and I need to then put right click and create. Okay, I'll do the same thing again. Also, under my symbols, symbols, center line. We're going to click, left click, and right click, create. So you're defining your start and end for your center line. You got to do it up here too. Symbols, center line, left click start, left click end, right click create. And one more time. Center line. We're going to go left click, right click, create. Okay. There you have your drawing. The only thing left to do is update the title block. Updating the title block is a pretty easy process. As long as you have your model tree open, there's something up here that says Form 3. You're going to right click on Form 3. Whoops, it didn't select there. You're going to select Form 3, right click, and you want to edit the definition. And now zoom in on this, and this is just literally you putting your text in here. We'll start with drawing title. If I double click on that, I can replace that, and we use all caps. Big joint house. Okay, and I simply say OK. Drawn by is your name, so double click on that, and just add your name in there. Again, all caps. Okay, you want the drawing number, double click on that. We call this BJ1, big joint 1, and you say OK, and your dates that you're drawing it, and the scale. Again, double click on the text, put your scale in 1, and this is what we brought it in at, 1 to 2, and you say OK. And then the date that you're creating it, do the same thing that way. After you have that done, finish the sketch. You can save your edits, okay, and it will update your title block there. The very last piece to turn this in is to turn this into a PDF. And so what you're going to do is you're going to export this layout as a PDF under File, Export, PDF. And it will create a export with a file name you give it. So I might just call this the BJH, BJH Layout. Okay, and I'll put that there. I say save, so I want to save in the folder all my other parts are in. And now you have that file to turn into the Canvas assignment. To submit your PDF, go to the Big Joint House CAD assignment, start the assignment. You're going to upload the assignment, choose your file, and then this is the PDF you just created. You need to navigate to find that. So that, for me, I got to think about where that is. That for me is in engineering. in my big joint house folder, and there's BJH